Hey, it's Lexi, and today I'm going to do my first video reflection, and I'm going to talk about culture and its impact on leadership and who I think can practice leadership. And I just want to start with talking about my personal experiences. And before I started this class, I'd never done a journal, but because of this class, I started a journal, and the first thing I wrote about leadership is that leadership is showing people paths that are open to them that can help them achieve their goals. And I also wrote, leaders take people's ideas, values, level of comfort, and safety in consideration before acting. However, I also thought that a leader was anyone who took charge, which is not necessarily true. And I also did not think about my culture before I started this class. I definitely did not consider that in the media I am witnessing white males as leaders, but I'm not necessarily witnessing females or people of color. However, now that I've started taking this class, I'm definitely learning that leadership is a social process and it does not have a strict definition. It's kind of a fluid definition because it's always changing from person to person based on their positionality, which is where they stand in relation to others in society. And positionality is a mixture of the cultural glasses that people wear, the frames and the lenses. Together they make positionality, and their culture is definitely a significant influence on people's values and decisions. And I think a big one is how in Western culture we feel that the individual is more important than the group. However, I am inclined to like that saying that the group is more important than the individual. We did in class social wheels, which are really cool. We did one for personal identity and one for social. And I had never really thought that my socioeconomic class would play a role in my culture, but it definitely does. I think that is a good thing that I've learned. And I didn't think about how my birth order would affect me, but it definitely does. As a firstborn child, I feel like the guinea pig. And I'm going to have a lot of different experiences than my sister, who's the youngest child. And through these experiences, in class, I've learned that when I was a tennis leader for the 4 years I was in high school tennis, I was using my strengths of communication and as an activator to help connect people and make sure everyone knew it was happening. And I was being a leader even though I wasn't necessarily bossing people around. And today, I am a leader on my floor in Martin Starbucks South and for North, but it's more of a quiet leader. I'm not necessarily out in front doing things. I like to encourage people. Like, I encouraged a lot of people to be on House Cabinet, which used my strength as a developer. And I'm an includer, which means I'm always making sure that we put where we're going into the group chat so that no one's left out. But I'm also an individualist. My strength is individualization, which means I'm good at figuring out who should do what in a group, and I definitely feel that each person's culture and how they are raised plays a part in demonstrating and determining their strengths, and I like to make sure everyone's using theirs.